You can have strong legs, perfect shoes, a safe home, and still fall. Why? Because your legs carry you, but your brain balances you. And when your brain gets overloaded, falls can happen at any time. Today, we're going to train an often overlooked part of fall prevention, your cognition. Hey everyone, welcome back to Evidence Through Motion. We are currently in week 3 of our fall prevention series. I will link the other 2 videos right here. And we're looking at something today that a lot of people often don't look at or even consider when it comes to preventing falls, your cognition. But it is tied directly to your fall risk. If you or someone you love is over the age of 65, cognitive changes like slower processing speed, difficulty planning movements, decreased divided attention, or even mild memory changes can increase fall risk more than you may expect. But I also want to make it perfectly clear, you don't have to be over the age of 65 to experience the mental overload or cognitive changes that can lead to increased fall risk. Even younger adults can get cognitively overwhelmed, distracted, or fatigued, and that can absolutely lead to a fall, especially if you participate in things like contact sports or you've had a prior history of a head injury, like me. And because we're heading into winter, especially in those northern climates where I know you guys have already gotten snow, where sidewalks get slick, people stay indoors more, and even simple trips to appointments seem very intimidating. Staying sharp mentally and physically becomes even more important. Today, we're going to break down why cognition matters, what cognitive changes actually look like in your daily life, how those changes can impact you and your daily movement, and most importantly, what we can do right now to improve it. Don't forget, at the start of this series, we completed the functional reach test, and we're going to retest it at the end of week 5 to measure your overall improvement. Cognition is more than your memory. Cognition includes your attention, executive functions, like those higher level thinking, processing speed, your dual task ability, or your ability to multitask, your safety awareness, and your judgment. All of these and how they work together directly impacts how someone moves through space. Studies show that changes in executive functioning and attention are as predictive of a fall as your leg strength. And in some cases, even more so. When we slow down mentally, everything from turning your head quickly to moving faster, your reaction times can change and become harder. One of the biggest contributors to a fall risk is your ability to dual task and the breakdown of that skill. Examples of dual tasking involve walking while talking, turning your body while your attention is somewhere else, navigating a parking lot while scanning for traffic, walking inside a busy store, or even standing up while talking on the phone. A strong brain keeps movement automatic. A tired, overloaded brain makes movement manual, meaning you have to think about every step. This increases hesitation, missteps, in some cases, freezing episodes, and trip risks. The functional reach test is one of the simplest and most reliable ways to measure dynamic balance, which relies on both the body and the brain to work together. Research shows that FRT scores correlate directly with your fall risk, mobility levels, and even cognitive status, because reaching outside of your base of support requires planning, attention, and motor control, all working together. If you didn't catch the first video in this series, I will link it below, but that is where we go step by step how to complete a functional reach test safely, what you'll need at home to complete it, and why this test is so important for aging in place. I'll link that video right here so you can go back, complete your baseline reach score, and follow along with measurable progress over these 5 weeks. And remember, we will retest that functional reach after week 5. So you can see exactly how much your balance, coordination, and confidence have improved. So here's how cognitive changes show up in daily life. Difficulty walking and talking at the same time. When you're walking outside, missing a curb, trouble backing up or turning quickly, feeling foggy in busy environments, not noticing clutter until it's too late, and even taking longer to get moving after sitting for a while, feeling overwhelmed when shopping or navigating large crowds or busy environments. Now, I want to touch on one more key area. When memory becomes less reliable, especially your short-term memory, it affects more than just remembering names or appointments. It can directly impact your overall safety. Forgetting to take your medications, accidentally taking medications twice can change everything from your blood pressure to your alertness, your hydration, and your balance. And like we discussed in last week's video, when medications aren't being taken consistently, your body becomes more vulnerable. That can lead to dizziness, fatigue, changes in awareness, or sudden drops in blood pressure that can even lead to blackouts, all which significantly increase your fall risk. Memory challenges can also show up as forgetting to use your cane or walker, forgetting to turn lights on before getting up or entering a room, skipping meals, not drinking enough water. These may not seem like cognitive issues. They're actually signs that the brain is having a hard time managing daily tasks. And that directly impacts and affects your movement stability and overall safety. And let's be clear, these are not personality changes. They're signs of cognitive processing changes. And in some cases, they can be retrained. The best evidence-backed way to improve cognitive-related fall factors is to combine movement with attention tasks. Today's practice includes stepping and naming a color, marching and counting backwards by 2s, turning, whether that be turning your head or turning your body and saying the day of the week, or reaching for something and recalling words that you were given before. These drills can help you improve your processing speed, executive function, divided attention, movement confidence, and balanced recovery ability. If you don't feel comfortable doing those activities, I'm going to show you a couple ways to use things in your everyday life that you probably have at home to help with your memory and processing speed. One of my favorite things to use to work on cognition is a deck of cards. A few things that you can do with a deck of cards are sorting it by color while standing, sorting it by suit while talking to a friend or family member, or even sorting it by numbers as quickly as possible. All of these things force you to work on 2 things at once: your balance, your attention. Also, these can work on things like sequencing, your processing speed again, all skills that are important for safer movement. And a deck of cards is generally something that we already have around the house. Also, most of us have a smartphone. There are brain training apps that we can use. There are options that target memory, attention, problem solving, and even doing 5 minutes a day can add up. The key is consistency. And that good old phrase, if you don't use it, you lose it. Cognition, just like anything else in life, is a skill, and a skill that we need to work on daily. And when your brain stays sharp, your body responds better when you're moving through your environment. Cognitive health doesn't stop at drills and exercises. We also need to reinforce the daily habits that support the brain as a whole. Things like getting good nutrition, staying hydrated, and getting enough sleep make a huge difference in how well your brain processes information and reacts to your surroundings. When you're tired, when you're dehydrated, your brain has to work harder, and that raises your fall risk. Mindfulness practices like deep breathing, meditation, or even just taking a quiet minute before you stand up in the morning can help calm the nervous system. When the brain feels less overwhelmed, your movement becomes more predictable and more confident. All of these pieces that we've discussed work together: your exercises, your daily habits, and your environment to support cognitive clarity and safer movement. If mornings are rough for you, try doing the warm-up drills before you get out of bed. Use daily motion breaks every 2 to 3 hours, just 60 to 90 seconds of movement to keep your brain alert and your body active. Remember that the winter reduces outdoor activities and outdoor movement. So these indoor motion breaks become even more important. Let's go with the guided practice. So to warm up, you're going to do slow marching, looking left and right, shoulder rolls, and gentle ankle mobility. For drill 1, you're going to sidestep at the counter and you're going to name a color that you see around you. Drill 2, you're just going to do standing marches, holding on if you need to, and count backwards by 2s. To make it easy on you at first, start at 10 and work your way down to 0. If the counting is hard, slow your march, not the math. Drill 3, you're going to turn and say the day of the week, making sure that you keep your base of support nice and wide. And don't rush. Drill 4, you're going to reach outside your base of support, which is outside your hips and your feet, and say any word that you can remember from earlier in this video. And these drills create a controlled mental load while you move, the same type of load that your brain faces in daily life during everyday activities. The more we train under small doses of cognitive challenges, the better the brain can maintain balance when under stress. When we build predictability, movement confidence, and cognitive clarity, fall risk drops significantly. Thanks for joining us on week 3 of our fall prevention series. Next week, we're diving into home safety hazards, including the top 5 changes that dramatically improve your safety at home. Remember to like and subscribe and share this video out to someone you know. And also comment down below about what your biggest challenge is and what helped you the most. And always, together, we move better and we live safer. Have a great day.